Good morning, welcome to session 5 of this series, and I hope you're starting to master some of the concepts and the moves and being able to integrate your breath with your body, bring those concepts of embodiment and intentional movement and awareness into your practice, and that this is starting to become a routine for you. So let's get started. We're going to try to move through a little more flow today. So just getting started with your breathing, and so just a little pelvic tilt, find that neutral pelvis here. Shrug and release the shoulders, and then just a little chin nod and release to set your spine nice and long. So deep breath in, imagine lengthening the spine as long as possible with that inhale, and then with the exhale, stabilizing and bringing in all of those different layers of the core. So inhaling, lots of energy, joy. What is your intentions for today? Peace, love, and then exhaling anything that you don't need. All right, inhaling again. Exhale from the bottom layer, lifting the pelvic floor, kind of coming up, drawing in from the center, front and back. Exhaling all of that air out of every quadrant, front and back of the lungs, using the strength of the diaphragm. Let's do 2 more breaths. All right, and now just anchoring those shoulder blades here, inhaling, reach, and exhale, slide them into the mat. 2 more. And 3 arm circles, inhaling long, lengthening that spine, lengthening the arms as we flow, exhaling as we circle around. All right, I'm moving into the ab prep. So lengthening one leg long, nodding the chin, deep breath in, and with the exhale, lifting, extending the arms long, that full exhale out, lengthening through the thigh, and we're going to inhale and release. 5 of these, and exhale. Inhale down. So if you're feeling any tension in the neck, just reset, nod the chin, and as you start the movement, think about drawing from the center, from the bottom of the rib cage, so that you're not initiating with the top of the body or the neck here. Helping to really stabilize those shoulder blades, helps also to anchor the upper body and set that neck. All right, and then the other side. And relaxing down, just rotate the head side to side, reset to neutral there, And then hip release, drop one knee, slide it out, rotate that knee to the ceiling, and draw it back up. 3 each leg here. And the other side. All right, we're gonna move into the roll up. So we started with the prep, the teaser prep. And so let's start from sitting. We've done the half roll back. These all move into the roll up. So we're gonna start with the knees bent, and then we'll progress here. So inhaling up, we're gonna round through the spine, tuck that tailbone, pull the shoulder blades down, 1 vertebrae at a time, rolling slow and controlled down to the mat. Arms long overhead, deep breath in. Bring the arms to the ceiling and flowing into that exhale as we peel 1 vertebrae at a time off the mat. Up nice and tall. Inhaling, reach. Shoulder blades are set. Exhale and control that movement. Slow, slow and controlled. Good. Now, next level, if you can, you're going to lengthen the legs long. Inhale as you start with those arms, nod that chin. Exhale, unravel, peel that spine up and stretch long over the legs. Inhale tall, lengthening, straightening that back. And then as we exhale, rounding, slow and control. So all that rooted core is controlling this entire movement, slow and controlled. All right, excellent job. Now just bring those arms to the side. We're going to move into one leg, leg circles. So one leg long, keep that other leg rooted into the mat so you can use your glute, press that leg down. As you inhale, this leg is going to drop across the midline of the body. Doesn't have to go too far. This hip stays down and then out to the side and up. So we're going to do 5 circles each direction. So try to imagine that you're drawing a circle in the sky with your foot, with your toe, and imagine the precision and keeping that circle nice and round. Steady breathing. And let's reverse. All right, and the other leg. Lengthening long, inhale down and crossed, and exhale to the side and back. So the floor leg is rooted through the glute all the way up through the core. Everything's stable. ankle, and we've got some lengthening and flow through the leg, through the hip joint. And reverse. And just check that your shoulders are relaxed. Just noticing some gripping with my arms. All right. And just draw one knee in, loosen up that ankle and that hip. You can bring that knee in across to the opposite shoulder. Stretch a little more through the hip and the glute. And then the other side. Inhaling and exhale as you pull into the stretch. All right, coming up onto all fours next. We are going to do our bird dog, opposite arm and leg extension. So we have started in the previous sessions with just the arm, just the leg. We're going to move right into both together. So opposite arm and leg. So first just set the spine, do a little cat stretch and release, and then inhale up, exhale, release, and then just come back to neutral. So knees just a little bit narrower than hips because we're going to extend one. We want to be nice and stable and not shift side to side. Fingers are wide, hands planted. Pull the shoulder blades down by turning those. As you do that, your elbows will turn forward. So inhaling, as you exhale, first stabilize, tighten the core, and then lengthen. And so don't worry about how high you lift, just think about reaching long opposite walls, and inhale down, tap the fingers to the knee and repeat the same side. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, reach. All right, and then the other side 5 times. So exhale, reach, inhale, tap. And rebalance yourself. Inhale, round that back, and exhale, extend. One more of these. And then thumbs up, slide the arms forward and just sit back into a little shell stretch. Relax the chin right down to the mat. All right, very good. So next we have bridges. And so working now with the back side. So let's just do 5 regular bridges first. So heels under the knees, reset your posture here, then pelvic tilt, roll the shoulder blades, let them set to that neutral position. Inhaling, press through the heels, activate those glutes first, and exhale all the way up, and then inhale as you lower down. And try not to let the hips rest in between. Exhale, so we're keeping the backside, the posterior chain working the whole time here. All right, we're gonna move into a one-leg kick. So we have done, so far we've done some leg lift, some heel lifts, level 1. We've done some leg extensions, level 2. So if you're there, just stick with that. Level 3, we're gonna do 3 leg kicks or leg raises in the bridge. So inhaling first. Exhale. So before you start, you may want to bring your heels a little bit closer together so that you feel more stable on one leg as you lift. So exhaling into the lift. Inhale, you're going to kick one leg up. Exhale, flex the foot lower. Point the toe, inhale up. Flex the foot, exhale down. One more. And exhale. And then inhale, come back to balance bridge position, and exhale, slowly down. All right, let's try the other side. So inhaling first to prepare, exhale, lift into the bridge, inhale, bring that leg up, flex the foot, exhale down, point the toe, one more, and inhale, reset, and exhale, lower. Okay, let's try it again, one each side. Inhale to prepare, exhale, into the bridge, inhale, lift all the way up, flex that foot, exhale down. One more. And inhale, rebalance. And exhale, down, good. And then one more on the other side here. Inhaling, exhale, bridge. Inhale, lift that leg, flex the foot, exhale, down. And inhale, reset, and exhale, lower. Excellent job. All right, and then knees into chest for a little stretch out of the back there. I always like this little massage of the back and the spine. Okay, and then we are moving into rolling like a ball for the next more massage on the back. So find your balance point. So level 1, you can just hold here. Level 2, we're gonna round. Level 2 is just kind of out and in here, finding your control, and then we're gonna move right into the rolling. So rounding the spine, inhale back to the shoulder blades, exhale up and balance. And we're trying to keep those shins parallel to the floor. Exhale, control, and stop in that balance position. Notice how the distance of your knees, so your knees and your ankles stay aligned. Let's do 2 more of these. All right, and then one toe and the other down, heels together. And stretching forward. Okay, coming onto your stomach for a little backside again. So working through the glutes, knees to the side. We're going to do that heel squeeze. So feet together. Deep breath in and relaxing through the upper body. As you exhale, level one, squeeze those heels together and just press, a little isometric glute work. Full breath out and then inhale and release. Level two, we're going to lift the knees slightly off the mat. And remember, with each exhale, always activating that whole middle core. I like to put my full feet together. You might find just the heels works better for you. You choose. Let's try 3 more of these. Check that you're tightening the front side so that you're not getting any extension through the low back. Just lifting from that hip crease. Okay, very good. And length it long. Give those legs a little shake out. Release that tightness and energy. And we're going back over for the rollover prep. And so the rollover exercise is where we bring the legs all the way over the head. So we're building into that. So starting from the tabletop position here, shoulders relaxed, everything stable. Inhale, exhale. We're trying to lift the knees, lift the tailbone, and the knees draw back slightly towards the, over the chest. Inhale and release. And for our progression today, we're going to try to extend the legs with the inhale. Exhale, reverse curl, and inhale, extend those legs. Let's do 2 more here. All right, and then just pull those knees gently into the chest. I'm pulling them actually over to the shoulders. A little wide knee stretch. And stretching one leg long through the front of that hip. And then the other side, lengthening. Pull that opposite. If you have any knee issues, try to avoid pulling on the front side. You can just grab behind the knee. Okay, coming up to sitting, we have the saw next. So we did the spine twist last session. So this time we are moving into the saw. So legs are just a little wider than hip width. Arms are long. Inhaling first. We're gonna, as we exhale, we're gonna keep the arms straight. Imagine you've got a long poker ruler, so one can't move any further than the other. They stay in the straight line with the torso. So inhaling, exhale, 3 twists, 2, 3, inhale back to center. And the other side, exhale, 1, 2, 3, inhale tall, exhale. All right, now with the next one, we're going to twist the arms a little further. So the arm that's going behind, I'm going to turn my thumb down so that I can pull that shoulder back a little bit further. And then my pinky is going to come towards my foot. The goal is to come across towards the pinky toe, if you have that much flexibility, but anywhere works. So 3 little pulses forward with the exhale. Inhale up as you come back around to center, and palms are just facing forward here. So inhaling, turn that back thumb to the floor. Exhale, 3 pulses forward. Inhale, up, and return. Other side. Exhaling with the pumps or the saws. And inhale up and rotate. So nodding the chin, rounding through the back. Lots to think about in this one. So we'll practice a little bit more. 1 more each side. Turn that back thumb down. Nod the chin, round the upper back. Inhale all the way up, over, and last one here. And arms come down. Now we're going to do a spine stretch forward as a new stretch that we haven't introduced yet. So you're going to bring your heels right together. Arms are going to come all the way up overhead. Inhale, and then as you exhale, you're just going to nod the chin and round the spine from the top all the way down, reaching towards those toes. Full exhale here. Inhale, come on all the way up. And then exhaling again, nod the chin, round the spine. So imagine you've got a big beach ball here that you're kind of up and over this ball, trying to lengthen every vertebrae through the back of the spine. And inhale, unravel. 1 more time. All right, and just relax the arms. And next is the side kick. So lining yourself on the side and lengthening through the spine nice and long, keeping that straight alignment here. Bottom leg can be, previously we had the knee out a little bit further. We're gonna shift back, try and keep it under the body a little bit more, slightly bent for good stability. Check that your hip is aligned over the bottom hip, so you're long through the torso here, and you're nice and straight and long. So flexing the heel, we want to keep the leg the same height as the hip. You're going to come forward with the foot, 2 little kicks, then point the toe, and the leg comes back only as far as you can extend, feeling a little stretch in the front, but you're not letting any bend happen through the waist or low back. So flexing the foot, inhale, kick, kick, exhale, all the way back, lengthening, getting a good stretch. Flex, kick, kick, and exhale. Inhaling forward, exhale back. So we're still using the core quite a bit to stabilize through the torso, and try to notice that your foot stays the same distance from the floor at the same level as the hip through the whole exercise. For a little stretch through that whole outer hip and glutes. And we're gonna shift to the other side, same thing. All right, so find your alignment here, nice and long. Flex that foot, inhale, 2 kicks forward, and exhale, stretching through the front of the hip. Last one. All right, good work. Stretching that out. Now we're going to move on to our stomach for the swan dive prep. Little stretch to the front. So legs are long, and try to root the legs and the tops of the feet into the mat here, or the floor. So hands, pull the shoulder blades down so the elbows just come down to the side. Inhale as we lengthen, and exhale, lower down. Now we're gonna add a little arm reach here with this. So inhale, lengthen the arms, and exhale, down. So 5 more of these here. Okay, and then sitting back into a shell stretch for 2 breaths. All right, and back onto our front for the swimming exercise. So, thumbs to the ceiling here. Your head's just hovering over the mat. Inhale, we're going to lengthen arm and opposite leg. Exhale, down. And then the other side. Inhale, lengthen. So it's just a slight lift and reaching the arm and leg away from each other. Good. Inhale and exhale, down. Other side. All right, now we're going to speed it up. So 1 breath, inhale for 2. So inhale one side, keep that inhale going, opposite side, and then exhale, and the other side, exhale. So just speeding up the movements a little bit. Let's do 2 more breaths, really lengthening. You're rooting from the core, the opposite arm and leg, opposite shoulder blade and opposite glute are anchoring across opposite sides of the back here so that everything through the torso is strong and stable. Okay, and sitting back into that shell stretch again. 2 more breaths here. Releasing that, those muscles all along your vertebrae. And just shift your hips side to side. Okay, coming up. And we have one last exercise, the side bend prep. So we are going to start here. So on your side, knees just bent here. So we're gonna reach, so you've got to balance yourself with this, with your side arm, up on your fingertips here. Inhaling as we come up, and then as you exhale, just slowly slide your hand down to the elbow, coming all the way across here. And then inhale, you really need to use your core and reach tall, press yourself up, slide all the way over, and then stretching the other side. Good. So inhaling, up and across, exhale into that bend, full stretch. Inhale, shifting up, and then exhale, pull yourself over the other way into a good stretch here. One more time this way. All right, and let's switch that over the opposite direction. So just sitting off of the hip bones onto that cushy part. Legs bent here. Just shift down on my mat a little bit. Inhale up, exhale as we slide across. Good. Inhale, pull up, and exhale. Inhale, reach to the sky, and exhale. Right, and then just coming back to center here. Deep breath, tall, just rounding the back. Grab your shins here, just behind your knees, and around the back. Inhale, sitting up tall, and exhale, round. All right. Fabulous. Thank you again for joining session 5 of this Pilates series. We're halfway through working through the introduction of the primary or the essential Pilates exercises. You're doing great, so just keep it going, and hopefully you're noticing a bit of a build on from session 1. Let me know. Send me a DM or in the chat. Let me know how you're making out with these. If you have any improvements, questions, I'd love to hear how things are going for you. Have a fabulous rest of your day.